Dear children, what I would like to tell you is that with all the learnings, the inputs, the content and knowledge that you have gathered down the line, I want you all to go out and face the daily difficulties because life is not so easy. Every step you take, there are problems, but with the knowledge that you've gained, it will help you to overcome these difficulties and go ahead more progressively. So, see that you learn properly and go out and become real good professionals in the outside world. Success does not come overnight. It's only when everybody puts in their little bit, does their responsibilities and commitments, the small things done properly with the right way, and then the small successes into the big success.
Started Arena Animation Andheri in 1999, and till today, I think more than 7,000 students pass out from Arena Center, Arena Andheri Center. I'm talking about, and these 20 years were very exciting with the students projects, and I have seen a lot of student project, and it was all very exciting journey in last 20 years.
Been a quite exciting journey of innovation, creation, and success. In these years, we have trained thousands of students who are not only have successful work but now are having their own studios.
Best memories with this would be the events, the convocation ceremony, when I see each one of my student holding the black cap and getting into the media and the entertainment industry makes the feeling of accomplishment is way higher. So today at this 20th year, I would want to thank each and every person who's been a part of this journey with me.
We want to focus on student excellence. We want our students they must prepare the best for it.
Specifically towards students' satisfaction and excellence. For that, we stress on the core concepts and the latest tools and technologies which during the years have improved a lot. Our students have not only mastered the technology but also working on futuristic technologies like AR and VR.
Our entire approach is to make sure that every student becomes a thorough professional in the media and the entertainment industry. We give him a clear vision of his next career into this stream. I think 20 years back, we just had one lab and we had 30 students. But today, it's such a pride moment to say that I have around 700 students and I have a dedicated infrastructure for each one of them. Last 2 years, we started up with an individual room set up completely for filmmaking with high-end softwares.
Our focus is to give the best infrastructure to the student and keep them upgrading for next level. We have moved to a very big place which is having a big facility with a chroma setup and world-class facilities for the students so that they can bring out their creativity.
Everything is available under one roof, which wasn't there when we started. Today, we are partner to the world #1 company in software development, that is Adobe. We are partnered to world's number one company in tab making, that is Wacom. We are partnered to one of the best software development in VFX, that is Fleam. We are partnered to one of the best software in 3D animation developed by Autodesk. And as well as we are the only partner to Cinema 4D also. We are looking at augmented reality. We're looking forward for virtual reality in future. We're looking for a gaming software in future for the student, so that they can do the best and they can fight the current challenges of industry. They can be the part of the current trend of the industry.
We conduct the different types of sessions for the student for new technologies and new applications.
And the web technology. Initially, we used to be very at a very nominal level of teaching the students, but today we are teaching responsive. We are teaching them the CMS system. So, with respect to technology, we have moved ahead. We are at the latest edge cutting technology, which is happening at the industry level. So, we try matching up our curriculum to the T to the industry.
We need to stress a lot on the concept, which are the core values for any creation method.
Here we are providing platform which is called AIFF, Artruti International Film Festival.
We share our students' work also, and we share their films also. So it is basically a cultural exchange which goes to around 160 plus countries around the world. So our students get exposure from content which is created by the entire world community.
They are participating in non-academic category, sports category, creative category, and hence their 360-degree development happens.
For me, Akruti is like an Akruti fever. It kind of motivates, encourages all of us to do something newer each and every year. So I think the entire atmosphere, the environment gets into a different mode. We were internally having a very intra-center competition, but today it feels nice when I have so many external entries, so many countries participating for our fest, and it takes immense pride for me to say that this is my 17th year, and last, but it is the event for the students, by the students, and of the students.
Sujant, if you're there, yeah. So good evening to everyone. Today we are have assembled here for a filmmaking session with Mr. Sushant Kamble. Okay, so before that, I would like to welcome all the students, all the parents, all the viewers who are watching this live stream throughout the world to this session. Okay, and Mr. Sushant is here with us. So I'll briefly introduce. Hello, Sushant. How are you?
Hi, Sumit. How are you?
Okay, so first I'll introduce Mr. Sushant as uh, Mr. Sushant Kamble is the proprietor and director of Crop Circle Films. Uh, the production house produces and directs television commercials, audio visuals, music videos, and web series, documentaries, short films, etc. It provides a 360-degree branding solution. Sushant, when not directing or producing, is an avid traveler, painter, and a photographer. He is also a life coach and believes in motivational speaking. Being a self proclaimed soul traveler, he also takes adventure trips to places like Leh, Everest Base Camp, etc. His work experience includes his working as a visiting director at ONM. He has also been a creative director at Oberoi IBC ad agency and has also been a head faculty at Arena Multimedia Filmmaking Post Production VFX, mentoring first year and second year BA Films multimedia students at Yusha Praveen Gandhi College. That's Mitibai. His early career started off as a VFX, 3D animation, compositing supervisor, and professional. Sushant has ventured into his own company, Crop Circle Films, some 5 years back, and he has already worked with some of the known brands such as Java Motorcycles, Bikaji, Ambuja Cement, Castrol, TGB, RBI, Eureka Probes, Shuddh Pan Masala, SP, Vinod Cookware, and many others. He has also directed few music videos and is currently working on directing and producing a musical travel documentary television show, web series, and feature films. So we welcome Mr. Sushant, and definitely it was a short introduction, but we would like to hear your journey and story. A lot of students are watching here, so welcome.
Hi, Sumit. How are you?
I'm
It has
good.
been a long time. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So this is the first time I'm going live on Facebook. So I don't know how it would be. So let's see. So you
Great,
are the
great,
one.
great.
You can just lead me into this.
Yes, absolutely. So we would like to hear your journeys, where you started, how you started to think about coming into this profession.
Well, it was never like this. Like during uh, when we were studying and all that time, being a science student was considered to be the best thing possible. Right.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm a science student who did my science, and then suddenly there was a jump into art and VFX. In fact, that time Arena was the only academy which was teaching special effects. I think it was the first to come into Mumbai, or you can say also into India, because before that animation was not considered as a option or a career option over here. So yeah, so we went there, and whatever happened, it happened afterwards, because we got exposed to the tools and the idea of filmmaking. And uh, as it is, the Mumbai film industry was booming any which ways. So yeah, man. So that was the kickstart we got as students also, and from there, continuing with the teaching facility for a very long time, understanding the tools, as we were pretty new to all these tools, and uh, they were pretty amazing ideas which were, we were exposed to. And then later, from there, jumping into an ad agency, and then climbing slowly from a VFX guy to conceptualizing ad films, brand building, and working on certain brands, and again a jump from there into direction. So it was not planned, but eventually that was the only way I could see, to move ahead. And now with today's time, with the digital boom, with films going digital and everything, the traditional medium of advertising as well as filmmaking is uh, changing, and we are getting into a new normal now. So yeah, so it's always a natural progression into something which uh, comes, just you just naturally jump into, transition into something which makes you feel more passionate about. So yeah, man, that's all. That's how the journey happened.
Okay, great. As your profile says, you have worked with a lot of brands.
Hmm.
So can you tell us which brands you have worked for, basically, in the ad world?
Yeah, so in the beginning we were working for some FMCG brands for a very long time. Basically brands like Bikaji, and also other consumer brands, and they all were working on a traditional medium of advertising, right? So we were pretty much keen on television, broadcasts, and hoardings and kiosks and print medium and things like that. But I would specifically want to talk about the new age brands like Java Motorcycles, who recently started, you know, uh, showing themselves in the open. And the idea of advertising for them changed completely. They were not at all in the format of traditional advertising. They didn't believe in television ad films. They believed in digital growth, like pure organic growth. And for them, the idea of advertising was more about having arranged certain events and making the people a part of it, and eventually getting advertised naturally. So instead of using celebrities and things like that, they actually used online influence to promote their brands, and getting maximum traction out of the digital format. So yeah, so these are the brands which we worked on basically. Recently it was Java, and then there's also TBZ, and there were more than 50 brands which were there. So Castrol, basically you just name few of them. Uh, but what happens is, again, as an advertiser, uh, we have two approaches. Certain production houses or agencies, they work with brands which are already established, and we believed in the idea of working for brands which are not established. So that's where the brand building came into place. So we would hunt brands which had no advertising background, go there and work for them to build up a brand which would sustain in market certain initial years, and then take the creative strategies of the distribution strategies ahead. So yeah, so maximum brands which are not that known yet, but they are still building themselves. 5 years, 10 years down the line, you will know about them. So yeah, so these are so yes.
Okay, okay. And to all the viewers who are watching here, I would like you to post your questions in the comment section below so we can take in one by one. So I have a list
Yeah,
of questions for Mr. Sushant, and that is very
yes.
interesting part about filmmaking. That's all. That's the reason we are all here. So to start with, a lot of students are here, lot of people who want to take this up as a career. Is they have a question in mind is what exactly is filmmaking? If you can define it, you can explain in very simplistic terms.
See, filmmaking is basically, surrendering yourself to a narrative, surrendering yourself to a story, which is basically the core of any cinema, and you becoming a slave to its narrative, being with it till it is executed and reaches the particular audience which you have targeted. So for me, it is, being with the story, and giving everything that you have for the story to be communicated, because there is always a story which is needed to be, communicated to the audience, right? And cinema and filmmaking is nothing else but, working towards that goal. So basically, going with the storyline, being a part of the narrative, and then definitely there are different mediums which would help you to take it ahead. But for me, cinema is mostly, being with the storyline and being a part of the narrative. No matter which field in cinema you go in for, whether you go in for cinematography, or you go in for direction or art or production, no matter which field, or post production, everybody is a slave to the narrative, right? And if you're ready to be a slave to that narrative, then yes, cinema and filmmaking is the best thing that you can do.
Okay, so it is not a very fancy that only a few people are privileged to do this or pursue this as a career. It can be done with anyone who's having an interest.
Yeah, see, as I told you, see, we all, everyone, we all are storytellers. I have the only difference is I have a different method of storytelling or narrating my story. Maybe Sumit, you have a different method of narrating. Okay, so out of which the most interesting one, who can keep the audience engaged, wins. That is how it is. So depending on what kind of stories you're saying, depending on how you are telling it, which medium you all are using. And I'm not only describing filmmaking, it goes for any kind of communication. We all are telling stories over here, right? And we all have our own stories, we all have our own experiences to share, right? Uh, we add an element of art to it, we add a element of aestheticism to it, and automatically we are filmmakers, right? So filmmaking is not about knowing editing or knowing post production. These are skill sets can be developed. The basic idea is how good a storyteller you are, how good basically, if you're an editor also, you are telling a story on an edit line, right? So yeah, that's about it. Anyone can be a storyteller as long as you have beautiful stories to tell, and love being a part of that narrative.
Okay, great. So continuing with that is, what are the various departments which go into filmmaking?
Yeah, so now we just spoke about the overall aspect of filmmaking, the overall idea behind what cinema is, or what film is. So as I said, that communication is the major aspect of any format. Doesn't matter whether it's a film or an ad film or a documentary, or anything. Now we have web series, then we have this small snippets, we have YouTube videos, we also have Snapchat and things like that. And people have started telling small stories on every platform, right? And so understanding that overall aspect, that it is a communicative medium, then we come up to different forms wherein communication can happen, right? So in filmmaking specifically, the departments are divided, and they are pretty watertight compartments over here. Like we have pre-production, which is the major aspect of any film to go on floor, wherein right from your concepts to your writing aspects to the brainstorming, also working on the art part of it, the storyboarding, and a lot of brain goes into the pre-production. Basically, it's because whatever you plan over there is what you're going to execute, right? Because you don't go on the execution floor and start planning. That's waste of time, energy, and money, right? So you do it in your office, in your chair, thinking with your team, uh, brainstorming for a very long time, and then going on to the production bit of it. And production again becomes a different compartment altogether. Now these people who are in production, they will follow what the pre-production tells them, whatever communication pre-production did with them. And they will execute whatever is on paper, on the storyboard, in the minds of the people who have created those concepts and ideas. So we execute them, and for execution definitely you need skill sets. So skill sets like best camera work, the idea of direction, the idea of shot taking, how to block a frame, what kind of tone we have to work on, how a actor could be used in a particular scene. What are the strengths of the actor, how can we incorporate those things, how to make a scene uh, more effective, whether it's a comedy or a sad scene, or some love romantic scene, how to make it more appealing. All these things come into the production aspect of it. We make it, and then definitely we'll have to jump into the post production, which is again the very key element of filmmaking. Again, another compartment altogether, wherein all the data from what we have shot comes to us, and then the editing process, which is the major process, because the story which was written on the pre-production level as a script or a screenplay has to be manifested on the editing table. So over there, how the story comes, how you make the audience sit in their seats without getting bored, is what the editor looks at, right? He doesn't make people yawn. That's the whole idea. Okay. And it's not easy. It's the most difficult part. So
Right.
yeah, so so that's what the editor does. And they keep it crisp. First we had 3 hours of movie time, and now that's not happening because people have no patience now. Why? Because we are more of this, finger happy generation. That's what we call. We had these trigger happy people, who had guns and they could shoot anywhere. But now we are finger happy because we have this mobile phone at our um in our hands. We have a remote control in our hands, and we can just forward if we get bored, right? So to stop that from happening, the editor does the best to keep it crisp, and then we work on the aesthetic aspect of it, the color correction, the special effects, and many things again go into the post production aspect. And only post production can be a huge career and a huge department altogether. Inside post production there are multiple different departments which operate on. So yeah, so basically these are the three major aspects of filmmaking, and I think most of the students or most of the people, they know about these aspects, right? These departments, like three departments, and each department in itself is a whole a whole big form, where there are, say for example, in post pre-production, there are writers, there are screenplay writers, there are dialogue writers, there are lyricists, you know there are storyboard artists, there are art directors, direction team is there, you know the people who have stories, they are there. So that team is over there. In the production aspect, there is a line producer, there is an executive producer, then there is again the art director team, writers team. They all are there over there. Cinematography works, lights, right? Gaffers are the people who are working with lights. Then there are focus pullers. Then there's a team of DOP altogether, right? So there's a makeup department, there's a costume department. So this goes into the production aspect, and in the post production again, VFX becomes a different part altogether, wherein we have 3D artists, we have background artists, we have compositing people, right? Then we have editors. Then in editing there are different aspects altogether, right? And there are color correctors. Then there are people who are working with the color aspects of cinema. Okay. Then there are people who are working with the digital conversions, the formats which go, and that's like so many aspects are there. So this subject, if we go more deep, it will be like 3 hours of talking. So
Okay.
I guess yeah, this is what it is. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
another very important question here is whenever we talk of films, we always talk about the story or the storytelling. So
Yeah.
what is the importance of a story in a film, and how do you make it exciting for the viewers to watch as a filmmaker?
Yeah. So as I discussed before, like everyone has a story to say, right? Everyone has a story. And now from where does the story come, right? So stories come out of our own experiences, or some events we have heard from people, or purely from our imagination. Most of the times it is a mix of all of them, right? And then we come up with a compelling communication, right? Now what is a compelling communication? It is like something which triggers us, and we feel that the whole world, or a mass, or lot of people should know about it, should know about this story, because it is interesting, it makes us think, it makes us feel, right? So that's where we think, okay, fine, this is one concept which I have, and I need to build it up as a story. So then comes the aspect of storytelling, right? So I believe that there is something which needs to be communicated, right? It can be anything, it can be an experience, a small experience, like somebody went to a fair, and he found that fair fascinating. He met a clown over there. The clown showed him some magic tricks, and after the fair, the child was very happy, and he wanted to see the clown. But then when the clown took off his mask, he was a poor man who had nothing to eat. Now this is an event, right? And this is something which made the child feel. When the child grows up, he wants to tell this story. Okay. This small event, he wants to communicate this small event, right? So this becomes the idea. This He wants to communicate an idea that somebody who is so poor and who has nothing to eat can be a clown and make people laugh. It's a very contradictory aspect of life. So he wants to tell this story. Now comes the aspect that how would he tell the story. So this is where the skill set of storytelling comes in. Now I just told you the story right now on this, right? But it will not sound as interesting right now, because as a concept you'll be like, okay, fine, it's okay, but how to make it more attractive? That's where the aspect of how to narrate something comes into play, right? And then storytelling works on different levels altogether. So there are you know um, two major kinds of storytelling, right? One is the cause and effect. Cause and effect is you know one thing leads to another. Okay, there are certain decisions that takes place and one thing leads to another, right? And the format of storytelling is, we call it the epic format of storytelling, wherein multiple stories come together through one singular binding point, right? So for example, if I want to tell, um, if we see a movie like Saving Private Ryan, if I don't know whether people have seen this film, but most of them must have, right? So in that, Tom Hanks is a character, and the story progresses with every decision that that character makes, right? His decision leads to another, leads to the other aspect of the story, right? So that storyline is based on what decisions this character took to go ahead, right? For him to accept the mission, then to him to continue going on the mission, then for him to stay back and fight. All these decisions led to what the story was. And on the other hand, if you take a film like say for example, Saving Private the Forrest Gump. Okay, Forrest Gump is another film by Tom Hanks only. Now in that, the character didn't make any decisions. He was a part of multiple storylines. He was a part of a story of Jenny. He was a part of Captain Dan's story. He was a part of Booba's story. He was a part of, you know his mother's story. And he was just one person who had nothing to say. He was just a part of it, right? And all the multiple stories were connected through that one singular character, right? So these are some techniques in which, or say for example, films like Lord of the Rings, right? There are so many multiple stories which are bind together by one singular plot line, that the ring has to be destroyed. Okay, so either a story can be said like this, where multiple stories come together to respect that one plot line, or to aggravate that one plot line, or the best and the most simpler way to tell a story is cause and effect, decision based storylines. One decision leads to another, then the then another decision, then another decision, things like that. So yeah, story is, we all have stories, but how to narrate it, uh, we have different skills to it. We could learn it, we could discuss it with other storytellers, and we can get our stories to a very good way of presentation.
Okay,
Yeah, so,
okay,
yeah.
great, great.
Do we
So
have any questions as it,
yeah,
Sumit?
people who are watching the live stream can post their questions, and we'll take it one by one after we have finished with the regular questions. Is
Yeah,
You talked about the filmmaking departments, you talked about the story, which is very important. Now comes
yeah,
an important aspect, is the script. So can you
yeah.
define what is a script and what is the importance of a script after the story is done?
Yeah, so when I mentioned about a story which is based on cause and effect and epic storyline, so the script is basically the same thing. Basically a script is wherein I narrate a story on paper. Okay, and how the story progresses from point A to point B, and from point B to point C. So very key elements. See, I'm Sumit, I'm going very basics over here, because we are
Sure,
we are
sure. Yeah,
uh, on a very open platform, right?
yeah. So
So
that students could understand, okay, this is a script,
yeah,
this is a
exactly.
story.
Because if I go in more detail with those detailed words, then it would be very difficult for people to
Definitely.
understand. So let's be a little more casual about it. So so basically story will have three more major elements. One is wherein we establish characters, we establish a plot, right? That's the main thing. So the beginning would be establishing characters, establishing plot, establishing the environment in which the story is, right? And establishing where the story is going to progress, right? So that happens in the first half an hour or first 20 minutes of any film. Then comes the part where there is some kind of a conflict, right? Now a conflict is very important for a story to have, because a conflict needs to be solved in the climax, right? If the conflict is not solved, then there is a very unsatisfactory feeling that the audience have, right? It does not mean that it should be a happy ending. That's not what I mean, right? Any conflict needs to be solved any which ways. May it be a sad ending, may it be a happy ending, may it be a neutral ending. That doesn't matter, but the conflicts needs to be addressed in the climax. So these are the three key points which would be pretty necessary to be in the script, right? And these key points, they just don't drop in, right? They the script leads to it, right? So when my film begins, right, it does not begin with establishing everything to the point, right? It progresses into who is my maybe a protagonist. So nowadays there is nothing like a hero and a heroine, right? Nowadays storytelling mein everybody is everything, right? Nowadays there is no ideation of what is good and what is bad, right? Good and bad is also an aspect of perception, right? Most of these any emotion, any expression that we have, it is a subjective expression or emotion, right? Anything that is subjective cannot be defined. Okay, so it's all perspective, how the other person perceives that thing to be. So accordingly, each event or each establishment is slowly progressed into in the writing, right? And once at on paper we feel that our plot is established, our characters are established, our environment is established, right? Then another progression starts wherein the same characters, environment, plot leads into a conflict. Okay, now the conflict can be anything. The conflict can be for example, very cliche examples, maybe some accident, or maybe some natural calamity, or you know nowadays most of the characters, they have this inner conflict, confused about what they need to do, why they are doing this thing, and this inner conflict is there, right? So these kind of conflicts, that the story progresses into a conflict. Once the conflict is established in a very strong manner, right? Once our characters are at rock bottom, they don't know what to do, how to get out of it, or they are escaping from what they need to, where they need to be. That needs to be addressed in the climatic aspect, the third installment of the film. And over there you progress into how and in which manner these characters, or these established environments, or these established plots, how they kind of conclude onto whatever conflict they had. So these are the basic three elements of a script which needs to go, you know, and which needs to follow, right? They also helps us to define the timeline, in what kind of what hours of screen time we are giving, and it also helps us keep the audience attached to the film, right? And so these are the basic ideas of filmmaking. Then there are certain scripts, then there are certain directors who do not follow these guidelines. They basically, because they are veterans and they want to tell a story in their own way, so they have a very different narrative altogether, right? So that is rare. Okay, there are very few directors who could go away from something like this and make a masterpiece, right? So yeah,
Oh,
so these are the things when we talk about scripts.
great. So now we have a story. Now we have a script. Now, as a lot
Yeah.
of audience of ours is watching, is upcoming filmmakers or students who are already pursuing their course, who want to do the course, is making a film very expensive? or they can just do with the basic set of equipments also? How to tell their own story?
Yeah, so now this is a very interesting question because if you would have asked me this question some years back, I would have said yes, filmmaking is an expensive ball game, right? But not now. Yeah, now first of all, now there are two aspects to it. Yeah, one is if we are making professional filmmaking, we are into a professional uh, aspect of filmmaking. Now, when I talk about professional, means what? Means whatever amount I have invested in a film, I recover it through my audience or through whichever medium I'm putting it in, right? So now that element needs to be worked upon at a very big level. So even now, when as filmmakers we pitch a particular concept to a channel or a studio, right? Before anything, what we do is we pitch the film in a way that where will we place the film? Placing the film means if we have a star actor or a B or a C, right? So according to that, a film is placed. According to that, the budget of the film is you know assigned, right? And then we say, okay, fine, this is X amount film, so we need to see that it reaches certain audience, that this X plus amount comes back to us, right? Now this is a pure business way. You know, a lot of people must have heard ये फिल्म ने बॉक्स ऑफिस पे इतना कमाया, या all those things are coming up, right? And then they consider that the film that earned the maximum was a hit, right? So this is how they relate, right, to what is a hit and what is not, right? So all these things come when professionalism comes into place. Okay, now being said this, right, let's keep this thing aside and let us talk about today's time, where a 100 crore film also has the same platform and a 1 crore film also has the same platform, right? If I'm putting a 1 crore film on Netflix and if I'm putting a 100 crore film on Netflix, they are having the same audience. Now the audience has a choice where to go. So there is no theater monopoly happening, right? So a 100 crore film does not take all the theaters up because they have the money for the PNR. So right now the platforms have become neutral for any kind of cinema to go. Now what the platforms are looking at is good cinema, good content, good storytelling, innovation, something which will compel people to watch it, something which would evoke a certain emotion into you. May it be fear, may it be happiness, may it be intrigue, may it be curiosity, may it be inspiration. All these elements, how strongly can it evoke? All these things are seen right now. And coming back to student level work, it is almost like a very easy format of filmmaking right now. You know, right now there are films which are made on a mobile phone as well, right? So you don't have to invest in expensive cameras. Now if I want to make some movie, I would not go for a Alexa or a Red or something more expensive. I have cameras like Sony AS. I have cameras like many of our uh, Canon cameras are there. All the SLRs are there. They are coming up with nice HD footage with lot of extra infrastructure around it, like the handles and the tracks and trolleys and lenses and so many things. And even if somebody cannot afford it to buy, they are on hire at a very cheap price. And lights, there are battery operated lights which are available nowadays. So the equipments have become very cheap, right? And they're giving you almost the same quality, right? Our phones are giving us almost the same quality. Our phones are coming up with lenses and things like that, right? And we also have editing softwares at our disposal. So all the tools are there at our disposal, right? And the tools are not costing anything. They are costing very less. So I would say that not zero budget, but considerably less, like very very less budget में एक अच्छी फिल्म बन सकती है, as long as people know how to use their skill sets and how to stick correctly to the format of filmmaking. I would like to have any questions on this, because this is a very vague subject. We'll need to be very specific on this.
Yeah, so
But
this is the right way
yeah,
to
but
take it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there are some questions which have come from the viewers
Okay,
out here. Okay, and
okay.
some people have request कि थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बोल सकते हैं, तो definitely हम लोग कोशिश करेंगे कि we will
हाँ,
converse in
हिंदी में
Hindi
बात कर
also.
सकते हैं. हाँ, हाँ, हाँ.
Anish has a question. Sir, after graduation in media and advertising, with your experience, what is the route one should choose to achieve one's long-term goal or passion of filmmaking? As in, does one start with an advertising agency or a production house or a media house? So what is the
Okay,
road
so
ahead?
yeah, so now the road ahead is, as in the beginning. Sumit, I'll take this question in Hindi.
Yeah, absolutely. No issues.
Yeah. हाँ. So जैसे हमने पहले भी बात की थी कि आगे जाके क्या करना है वो नेचुरली आएगा मींस से फॉर एग्जांपल मैं हूं और मैंने मेरा ग्रेजुएशन कंप्लीट किया और मुझे मैंने एनिमेशन सीखा, मैंने एडिटिंग सीखी, मैंने जरा सी स्क्रिप्ट राइटिंग सीखी, राइट. सो मुझे एक ओवरऑल आइडिया आ गया कि फिल्म मेकिंग कैसे होता है, और उसके बाद आई वुड नो कि मेरा झुकाव कौन सी तरफ है. ओके, एम आई अ गुड सीजी आर्टिस्ट, और मैं एक अच्छा राइटर हूँ, या मैं एक अच्छा डायरेक्टर हूँ. ओके, सो ये मुझे तय करना है कि मेरा पैशन किस में है, और मैं मेरा मैक्सिमम आउटपुट में किस में दे सकता हूँ. जैसे हमने शुरुआत में बात की दैट वी फिल्म मेकिंग में जो भी जाता है, वी ऑल आर स्लेव्स टू द नरेटिव. ओके, कि हमारे पास जो नरेटिव आता है हम सब उसके गुलाम हो जाते हैं. हम हमारा सब कुछ उस नरेटिव को दे देते हैं, सो दैट वो मैनिफेस्ट होए, वो बने आगे जाके. ओके, वो पर्दे पे आए या वो स्क्रीन पे आए. ओके, तो उसके अंदर तुम्हारा पार्ट क्या है वो तुम्हें पता है. ओके, अगर तुम्हें लगता है कि तुम कैमरा वर्क बहुत अच्छा कर सकते हो, तो यू हैव टू इंक्रीज योर स्किल सेट. आप एक कैमरा लो और कंटिन्यूसली कुछ ना कुछ तो शूट करके उसको एडिट करते रहो, छोटे छोटे फिल्म्स बनाते रहो. आपके पास यूट्यूब है जो बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल मीडियम है टू रीच आउट टू पीपल. मेक योर ओन चैनल, मेक स्मॉल स्निपेट, डजंट मैटर कि वो अच्छा है बुरा है. ओके, जैसे हमने पहले बात किया, अच्छा और बुरा इधर कुछ नहीं होता है. ओके, ये सब हर एक लोगों की सोचने का तरीका है कि ये अच्छा है ये बुरा है. सो उससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ना चाहिए. आप जो भी बना सकते हो वो बनाओ. ओके, आप अगर अब डायरेक्टर हो तो आप लो, अपने फ्रेंड्स को पकड़ो, थिएटर आर्टिस्ट कोई होगे, किसी को एक्टिंग करने की स्किल होगा किसी का, उनको पकड़ो, उनके साथ छोटे छोटे स्किट्स बनाते रहो. ओके, उनको शूट करते रहो. आपका एक डीओपी फ्रेंड पकड़ो जिसको कैमरा वर्क आता हो, उसको पकड़ो, और ये छोटी छोटी फिल्म्स बनाते रहो. ओके, जब तक देखो, ये कोई एक थियरी मॉड्यूल नहीं है, ये प्योरली प्रैक्टिकल मॉड्यूल है. अगर फिल्म डिपार्टमेंट में से कोई भी ऑन सेट या ऑन लोकेशन और ऑन प्रोजेक्ट ही सीखता है. ओके, मैं जितने भी बात करूं भी यहाँ पे, उससे तुमको जरा सा इंस्पिरेशन आ जाएगा, बट स्किल सेट उससे डेवलप नहीं होगी. वो करना है आपको ही. सो द मोमेंट आप अपना टाइम दोगे उसके अंदर, अपनी एनर्जी दोगे, अपना पैशन उसके अंदर पूरी तरह से डाल दोगे, देन आपको पता चलेगा कि आप किस में सबसे बेस्ट हो. मे बी आप फिल्म मेकिंग में, अपना डायरेक्शन में 30% दे रहे हो, कैमरा वर्क में 30% दे रहे हो, या पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन में 30% दे रहे हो. ओके, मगर आपको बाद में पता चलेगा कि आप किस में 100% दे सकते हो. सो वो जो 100% है, तो फिर उधर आपको अपना डायरेक्शन मिल जाएगा ऑटोमेटिकली. तो वहां पे आप जा सकते हो. एज यू गो अहेड इन टाइम, मे बी आपका पैशन और किधर जंप करे, राइट. अगर आप कैमरामैन बनने का सोच रहे हो और आपने बहुत साल कैमरामैन बन भी गए, उसके बाद यू फील कि नहीं यार, आई वांट टू गेट इनटू डायरेक्शन, देन यू कैन जंप इनटू डायरेक्शन आल्सो. ओके, बिकॉज पैशन विल कीप ऑन चेंजिंग, वी विल कीप ऑन इवॉल्विंग, करेक्ट. बट my advice to students specifically is, डोंट जस्ट वेट कि यार अभी ग्रेजुएशन खत्म हो गया अब क्या, नो, खत्म हो गया तो उसके बाद यू हैव टू फिगर आउट कि व्हाट इज द बेस्ट that you are into, right? And nobody is best into everything, okay? Because I see this with a lot of students ki main sab kuch kar sakta hu. It doesn't work that way, okay? Nobody is best into everything. You give your best into something which is which you are good at, right? You give your 100% there and let somebody else give 100% into something else. तो वो मिला के जब भी both people will give 100%, the output would be much more better and much more, it's a collaborative work, right? So meet people, interact with people with the same ideologies, same energy, same passion, and then automatically you will find your place here. Now, Sumit, good.
Oh,
This
great,
question is,
excellent.
yeah.
I think very well explained, Anish. I hope Anish आपका क्वेश्चन आंसर हो गया होगा. थोड़ा सा आगे जाते हैं. जब एक पिक्चर बन जाती है, आपकी स्टोरी हो गई, स्क्रिप्ट हो गई, आपने शूट कर लिया, एडिट, तो एडिट पे जब फिल्म आती है तो एडिटिंग का इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है? व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ एडिटिंग इन अ फिल्म? वी कैन टेक दिस इन हिंदी.
ये हिंदी में हिंदी.
या एडिटिंग का क्या मतलब, व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंस, एडिटिंग का इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है कोई भी मूवी के लिए?
अच्छा, तो एडिटिंग अभी जैसे हमने बात की पहले भी कि एडिटिंग ऑल्सो ये भी एक बहुत बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म है स्टोरी को बताने के लिए. ओके, जैसे मैंने पेपर पे स्टोरी तो लिख दी, मैंने पेपर पे स्क्रीन प्ले भी लिख दिया, मेरा मेरा स्क्रिप्ट, स्क्रीन प्ले वगैरह सब रेडी है, मेरी शूट भी होगी उस तरीके से, राइट? बट नाउ व्हेन इट कम्स टू एडिटिंग, मैं एडिटिंग में सब कुछ अगर लीनियरली डालते जाऊं, ओके, थोड़ी देर के बाद मैं खुद बोर हो जाऊंगा वो देखते. डजंट मैटर कि ये मैंने लिखा है या मैंने ही शूट किया है, मुझे खुद कंटाला आने लगेगा टू सी दिस फॉर सच अ लॉन्ग टाइम. ओके, तो एक एडिटर का काम क्या है? एडिटर का काम ये है कि आदमी मेरी फिल्म देखते वक्त सोए ना. ओके, ये बहुत मेजर एस्पेक्ट है. ओके, ये एक की एस्पेक्ट है. उसका बेसिक, एडिटर का बेसिक काम है टू टेल अ स्टोरी. बेसिकली वो स्टोरी को कंपाइल करे अच्छी तरीके से और उसको प्रेजेंट करे, सामने लाए एक क्लीनर स्लेट के साथ, एक क्लीनर फॉर्मेट के साथ. मगर उसके साथ उसका मेजर एस्पेक्ट ये होता है कि मेक इट इंटरेस्टिंग. ओके, नाउ इंटरेस्टिंग में वो क्या करेगा? से फॉर एग्जांपल एक एक्शन सीक्वेंस है, वो एक्शन सीक्वेंस को कितना थ्रिलिंग बनाएगा विथ हिज एडिटिंग. ओके, वो एक एडिटर करता है. अगर एक सैड सीक्वेंस है, वो सैड सीक्वेंस को किस तरीके से प्रेजेंट करेगा, कैसे वो एक्सप्रेशंस, कौन से एक्सप्रेशंस होल्ड करेगा, कौन से एक्सप्रेशंस होल्ड नहीं करेगा ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स, कितना टाइम देगा फॉर ईच कैरेक्टर टू होल्ड हिज एक्सप्रेशन और टू एक्सप्रेस, कितना टाइम देगा फॉर द अदर एक्टर टू रिएक्ट टू इट. ओके, ऑल दैट, राइट, इज व्हाट अ एडिटर डज. एंड व्हेन, और जब भी ये सब वो करता है, जब भी ये सब वो बराबर प्लेस करता है, देन वो इमोशन जो सीन के है वो उभर के आते हैं, राइट? अगर कॉमेडी है तो कॉमेडी में भी हमको एडिटिंग की जरूरत है कि रिएक्शन टाइम, एक्सप्रेशन टाइम कितना हम दे रहे हैं वो हमको देखना है. ओके, सो सीन वाइज भी और ओवरऑल फिल्म वाइज भी हम बोर ना होए. हम वी आर, अगर थ्रिलर है तो वी आर एट द एज ऑफ अ सीट्स ऑल द टाइम. ओके, अगर कॉमेडी है तो हम हंसते रहे, अगर एक इमोशनल फिल्म है तो हम रोए फिल्म में, राइट? अगर एक इंस्पिरेशनल फिल्म है तो हम इंस्पायर हो. ओके, जैसे रंग दे बसंती करके एक फिल्म थी, सब जन ने देखी है. फिल्म बिगिन होती है बहुत अच्छी तरीके से, एक दोस्तों की कहानी है वो. ओके, हम हंसते हैं, हम उनके साथ रहते हैं, हम उनसे इमोशनली अटैच हो जाते हैं उन कैरेक्टर्स के साथ. ओके, और अचानक से वो फिल्म पलटी मारती है इन द सेकेंड हाफ. अभी वो वहां पे वो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आ गया कि यार उनका एक दोस्त मर गया और उसको सब जन ने बोल दिया कि गंदा पायलट था, राइट? सो वो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आ गया. एक एस्टैब्लिश्ड कैरेक्टर्स, उनका एनवायरनमेंट एस्टैब्लिश्ड है, वो कैरेक्टर्स एस्टैब्लिश्ड है, वी आर विद द कैरेक्टर्स. और उसके बाद क्या हुआ? एक कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आ गया, राइट? और उसके बाद क्या हो गया कि वो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट को हम सॉल्व कैसे करें, और सॉल्व इस तरीके से किया कि these characters went and fought back, okay, and then they got killed. Now ये देखो, एक बहुत ही, जैसे हमने पहले बात की, ये वही फॉर्मेट है कि इस्टेब्लिश करो, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट लाओ और कॉन्फ्लिक्ट को सॉल्व करो। ये फॉर्मेट में वो लिखी गई है फिल्म। मगर उस एडिटर ने, जो भी एडिट कर रहा था, मे बी आई थिंक द डायरेक्टर हिमसेल्फ इज अ एडिटर, ओके, ही मेड इट सो इंटरेस्टिंग कि अचानक से एंड में गोली आके लगती है, जो हम एंटिसिपेट ही नहीं कर रहे थे, राइट। व्हेन वी वेंट एंड वॉच रंग दे बसंती फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, वी थॉट कि इन लोग सरेंडर कर देंगे और बच जाएंगे, मगर वो जो एक एक गोली आके लग जाती है और वो आदमी मर जाता है, that was that was a editing genius, like, you know, we didn't know, because he didn't progress us there. It was a sudden thing, and then automatically there is a, वो कार्ड ड्रॉप, एक गिरा, दूसरा गिरा, तीसरा गिरा, एंड खत्म हो जाता है पूरा, राइट। सो how a editor is narrate, you know, keeping that narrative alive, okay, कि यार ये शॉकिंग एलिमेंट होना चाहिए, तो वो शॉकिंग एलिमेंट कैसे आएगा? पेपर पे तो लिख दे शॉकिंग होना चाहिए, बट वो एडिटर देखेगा कि ये कैसे शॉकिंग हो, ये कौन से टाइम पे आए और किसके बाद आए, राइट। So yes, so editor has to be very much with the screenplay, very much with the script, but he has to see to that कि स्क्रिप्ट में जो इमोशन लिखा गया है वो मैं लाऊं in my editing. Is this clear? ये समझ में आया?
I hope, yeah, well, this is quite evident कि आपने जो भी इम्पोर्टेंस बताया एडिटिंग के लिए। सो
Yeah.
अभी हमने देखा स्टोरी हो गया, स्क्रिप्ट हो गया, एडिटिंग भी हो गई। अब पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन एक चीज होती है जो बहुत बार लोग सुनते हैं, तो ये पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन क्या होता है और इसका इम्पोर्टेंस क्या है मूवी मेकिंग?
पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन, जैसे हमने वापस वी हैव डिस्कस पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन आल्सो। पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन भी एडिटिंग इज अ पार्ट ऑफ पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन, वो तो है ही, ओके। तो अभी हमने एडिटिंग के बारे में बात कर ली, ओके। अभी हम व्हेन वी गो अहेड इन पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन आल्सो, व्हाट हैपेंस ओवर देयर इज द एस्थेटिक्स ऑफ द फिल्म। नाउ एस्थेटिक्स का मतलब क्या है? एस्थेटिक्स मतलब आर्ट वाइज या लुक वाइज ये फिल्म कैसी है, ओके। इस फिल्म का इमोशन अगर उस लुक से आ रहा है कि नहीं, ये सारी चीजें पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन में हम देखते हैं। जैसे कलर करेक्शन बिकम्स वन पार्ट ऑफ द पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन जर्नी। अभी कलर करेक्शन के बारे में हम बात करें तो एवरी इमोशन हैज अ स्पेसिफिक कलर, ओके। अगर एंगर है, डेंजर है, तो रेड कलर इज प्रोमिनेंट, ओके। अगर कुछ फ्यूचरिस्टिक है तो एक जरा सा ब्लूइश ग्रीनिश टोन इज प्रोमिनेंट, यू नो। डिजिटल है तो ग्रीनिश टोन इज प्रोमिनेंट। सो ऑल दीज टोन्स दे मेक यू फील कि यू आर इन दैट वर्ल्ड, यू आर इन द इन्वायरमेंट, ओके। जैसे हम हैरी पॉटर का फिल्म्स देखते हैं, दे हैव अ सर्टेन टाइप ऑफ color coding to it, okay, so we go into that world with them, right? If we are looking at some fantasy film like Peter Pan or, you know, some happy fantasy film, तो उसके कलर्स काफी ब्राइट होते हैं, काफी सैचुरेटेड होते हैं, ओके। सो यू हैव दिस फील गुड फैक्टर कि आई एम इन अ वेरी कलरफुल वर्ल्ड, ओके। अगर कोई एक थ्रिलर बेस्ड फैंटेसी है जैसे लॉर्ड ऑफ द रिंग्स हो गया, राइट। सो उसका कलर करेक्शन जरा सा स्टार्क होगा, जरा सा मैजिकल भी होगा, राइट। ये सब होते हैं। मैट्रिक्स देखते हैं तो उसका कलर करेक्शन जरा सा डिजिटली एनहांस्ड है, लाइक, यू नो, ग्रीनिश टोन्स है उसको, राइट। सो all these color corrections, it's a very unconscious way of making the audience feel a part of that world, right? So यहाँ पे aesthetics आते हैं, and the aesthetics also are a mixture of the way things look, the sound, right, the kind of music which is playing in the background, the acting, the costumes, the sets, काफी सारी चीजें मिला के वो aesthetics बनते हैं और पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन में हम उसको एनहांस करते हैं। and then we also add in depth of field by adding in extra layers of, you know, post production में हम VFX use करते हैं to make the frame look bigger and grander. Like if there is a war scene, then we replicate our soldiers in the background to make it look bigger, right? Then अगर skin issues है कोई actors को, so we clean up the skins, we make the hair proper, so that we basically make each frame like a painting. We make it like, you know, a clean, nice slate for the audience to you know, watch, because we are presenting it as a art form. So art form beautify तो होना जरूरी है। तो एस्थेटिक्स पे हम काम करते हैं पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन में, प्लस हम रिक्वायर्ड एस्पेक्ट्स पे काम करते हैं, जैसे कोई एक्शन सीन के अंदर कार क्रैश करनी है मगर वो पॉसिबल नहीं है, तो हम CGI यूज करते हैं टू मेक द कार टम्बल और ब्लास्ट. देयर आर सम गन्स जिसके वो मसल फायर्स होते हैं, हम मसल फायर्स ऐड करते हैं. ओके. कोई कैरेक्टर्स है जो रियलिस्टिक नहीं है मगर हमको वो दिखाने हैं, तो हम वो कैरेक्टर्स बनाते हैं. राइट. सो this addition to make and to take the film to another level happens at the post production. Definitely editing ये सब का elementary basic है, but then there are other aspects also to it. Now post
Okay,
production
so
में तो काफी सारी चीजें हैं ना. Yeah.
yeah, so this filmmaking has a lot of departments which are giving jobs. Okay, not only in the creation field but also in the post field, which is there.
Yeah.
Okay, great. There's one more question from the audience. Is
Yeah.
Anish is asking if he has written a script. How does he protect his IP? वो IP अपना प्रोडक्ट कैसे कर सकता है जो उसने खुद की प्रॉपर्टी बनाई हो इंटेलेक्चुअल.
So you can go to the Screenwriters Association. अंधेरी वेस्ट में लक्ष्मी इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट में ऑफिस है उनका. आपको मिल जाएगा इस पे वेबसाइट है उनकी. आप वहां पे जाइए एंड इन 2000 या 3000 रुपीज आपकी स्क्रिप्ट रजिस्टर हो जाती है. राइट. तो इट बिलोंग्स टू यू. राइट. सो आप उसको रजिस्टर वहां पे कर सकते हो. वहां पे कर सकते हो और काफी सारी जगह है वहां पे आप कर सकते हो. जस्ट गो गूगल, जस्ट राइट registering the script and all, so you will just be able to get it. If possible, I can send you the link. I can send Sumit the links for
Right.
you guys to go and register. और आपको उधर जाने की भी जरूरत नहीं है, बेसिकली ऑनलाइन ही हो जाता है. राइट. you get a certificate that this script or this plot belongs to you karke, so you can have your IP protected over there. Okay. But when you are selling off that IP, then the name has to go on to the studio or the producer who is doing it. Nah?
Okay, great, great. We will have few last questions. जैसे एक बहुत
Yeah.
इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट आ चुका है, जैसे पहले टेलीविजन था, फिर सिनेमा था, अभी OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स. सो ये
Right.
ट्रांजिशन कैसे है, मतलब हाउ डिफरेंट इज, जैसे आप एक फिल्म बना रहे हो या एक वेब सीरीज बना रहे हो, क्या डिफरेंस हो जाता है?
हाँ. OTT platforms nowadays have opened up a very big market for us, for filmmakers. And this is the right time for students also to start creating good content. Okay. और जैसे हमने पहले बात की कि यार एक स्मॉल बजट सिनेमा हो या एक पैरेलल सिनेमा जो पहले हम बोलते थे, अभी वो सब कुछ रहा नहीं. राइट. अभी मेन स्ट्रीम एक्टर्स के साथ ही काम करना है, वो भी रहा नहीं. राइट. गुड टैलेंट्स, if you have good content, आप एक फिल्म बना लो, and then these OTT platforms are into acquisition. These people are buying off your content. Right. तो ये एक बहुत अच्छी चीज है, बिकॉज उनको भी कंटेंट अपडेट करना है कंटिन्यूसली. और काफी सारे चैनल्स है जो आपको ये कर रहे हैं, लाइक दे आर आस्किंग फॉर गुड कंटेंट टू कम इन. राइट. सो आज के टाइम में OTT इज काइंड ऑफ अ ब्लेसिंग फॉर अस to show good stories, to narrate good stories, to communicate pretty well. And OTT तो चलो अभी अभी आया, उसके पहले YouTube था. YouTube also was a very big platform for lot of people to express their views and communicate through video. Right. So वो भी था ही. And now with OTT, it has just become much more commercial. Right. So now you can professionally work with these production houses, these studios who are connected to these OTT platforms. और OTT पे क्या चलता है, एक ट्रेंड चलता है कि आज ये सीजन इज ओनली थ्रिलर्स, सो आपको काफी थ्रिलर्स दिखेंगे. then there is a season for fantasy, then there is a season for comedies. Right. So you have it all over there. And if you have some unique concept, then naturally there are a lot of production houses which will support you into taking it ahead, because they now are not worried about कि यार हमको थिएटर्स मिलेंगे या नहीं मिलेंगे, या रिलीज मिलेगी या नहीं मिलेगी. नाउ एक चीज तो गारंटीड होगी कि आपकी रिलीज तो हो ही जाएगी. नॉट ऑन नेटफ्लिक्स, देन ऑन हॉटस्टार, नॉट ऑन हॉटस्टार देन MX प्लेयर, MX पे नहीं तो ऑल्ट है, ऑल्ट नहीं तो जी है. देयर आर सो मेनी OTT platforms which are coming up, and there are many more. So it's a big boom for us. So we should. This is the right time for us to hit the market. Yeah, Sumit.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
great. So we will take one last question, and then I think we will
Yeah.
definitely mail your queries for who the viewers have. Is बहुत लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि मतलब कुछ बोलते हैं ना टिप्स फॉर मेकिंग अ गुड फिल्म. सो से 1 2 3 4 5 if you can say.
Okay. Tips for making a good film. First, very strong tip is your pre-production has to be very strong. You know, तुम्हारा जो प्री प्रोडक्शन है वो काफी काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग और टू द पॉइंट और इन डिटेल्ड होना चाहिए. स्टोरी बोर्ड्स कंपलसरी. आप छोटी सी छोटी चीज बना रहे हो उसके लिए स्टोरी बोर्ड कंपलसरी. ओके. ये सेकंड बिगेस्ट टिप इज डू नॉट चेंज व्हाट इज प्लान्ड इन द प्री प्रोडक्शन ड्यूरिंग प्रोडक्शन. राइट. अगर तुम वहां पे चेंज करने जाओगे तो आपकी फिल्म नहीं बनेगी, और अगर बनेगी तो भी बहुत गंदी बनेगी. दिस आई एम टेलिंग यू वेरी ब्लंटली. Okay, because I am assuming that I am interacting with maximum students over here, right? So अगर आपके प्री प्रोडक्शन में कोई स्टोरी बोर्ड बना हुआ है, या प्री प्रोडक्शन में एक स्टोरी लिखी हुई है, या एक सीन लिखा हुआ है, और वो अगर आप पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन में जाके चेंज करोगे तो वो नहीं होगा. Then there will be conflict between your team and things will not happen. So these are the two major tips which I would give. And third tip that I would give is, अगर कोई प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट करते हो तो उसको खत्म करो. उसको बीच में मत छोड़ दो यार बाद में देखेंगे. दैट एटीट्यूड डजंट वर्क. खत्म करो. बुरा तो बुरा, अच्छा तो अच्छा, डजंट मैटर, बट फिनिश दैट that whatever project that you have started, finish that. ये एक है. And one more tip I would like to give is, do not stop after one project. Keep on doing it, keep on doing it. मतलब आप अगर 10 करोगे उसमें से एक पसंद आएगा. So that is how the ratio is. अगर आप 20 स्क्रिप्ट्स लिख रहे हो, उसमें से एक या दो स्क्रिप्ट्स बाहर जाएगी मार्केट में, राइट. अगर आप एक स्क्रिप्ट लिख के उस पे बैठ गए, राइट, तो you will only be disappointed. Okay, so all these things I'm just telling you because of years of going through the same thing, right? You have to keep on going, and you never know कि कौन सी आपकी स्क्रिप्ट, कौन सा आपका प्रोजेक्ट, कौन सा आपका आइडिया कहाँ पे निकल आए. You have no, you know, it's a very intriguing thing that way, that you just suddenly something happens and you have no clue. जो आप प्लान कर रहे हो वो नहीं हो रहा है, मगर और कुछ हो गया. So all these things happen. So don't stop at one thing. Keep on doing. छोटा मोटा इधर से उधर से. ये कंसेप्ट पे काम किया, अभी चलो कॉमेडी करके देखते हैं, अभी कुछ थ्रिलर लिख के देखते हैं, अभी एक छोटा सा स्किट शूट करते हैं, एक छोटी सी डॉक्यूमेंट्री ट्रैवल ब्लॉग लिखते हैं. So all these things, just keep on doing it, right? And if you have passion for it, then you will not take it as work. It will be fun. No, so these are my tips, yeah, Sumit.
Okay. So
There are many
great.
more tips, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a wonderful chat with you. Basically, you started
Okay,
from
thanks.
the story, then the script, then the editing, then the storytelling, and then yes, tip for filmmakers. अगर शायद कोई भी सुन रहा होगा जिसको इंटरेस्ट होगा तो वो अपनी फिल्म डेफिनेटली बना लेगा. And definitely we at Arena Animation help you to make those things in reality. So
Right,
again,
right,
thank
right.
you so much, Sushant, for having a wonderful time with us.
Hey, thanks.
And 20 years back, 1998, I think I was a student out with him at Arena Animation only. And you can see a time travel journey we have done from very young people now to in our middle 40s. So, but still, it's wonderful when you share these wonderful ideas with those young students. And I am definitely sure that they will implement all these things using whatever technology in hand. We didn't add any much technology, but they have better technology at hand. So we thank you again from all of us at Arena Animation Nandri for a wonderful session.
Super, man, Sumit. Nice meeting you, and cool. Hope people got what I was trying to say. So,
Yeah. So thank you to
chalo.
all the viewers out there. And we are having a series of seminars on Facebook Live. So we will have a pre-production session also, जो कि जैसे सुशांत सर ने बताया कि बहुत important है. We will have a photography session on 28th, which is coming up. a very important session because photography again forms the basis for cinematography, which is a part of filmmaking. And then we will have something to do with animation also. Mr. E. Suresh is having a seminar with Asifa India. So any people who are not a part of Arena Animation can directly message us if they want to attend these webinars. We will give you the link. And Mr. E. Suresh again, he has won a lot of awards in NSE, that is the Spanish Film Festival, for his animation work, which is done with Indian artists. So again, lot to learn and lot to share. So we thank
Are you there or you gone?